Question is, what is an exponent of a number? Suppose if I have a number a to the power of m, right? Then a here we call a as the base of the number, call base as a is the base, and we call m as the power or the exponent, also called as the exponent or sometimes called as the index also. Okay, so m is called the exponent or power or index. So suppose if you have 5 to the power of -3. In this number, you will have -3 as your -3 as your exponent, and 5 as your base. Okay, so this is what the definition of exponent is. Okay, moving on to the meaning of the exponent of a number. Suppose if I have what is the meaning of power of a number? Suppose if I have a to the power of m, then it simply means a is multiplied by itself m times. For example, if I have 5 cube, it means 5 is multiplied by itself 3 times, right? If I have 4 to the power of 5, it means 4 is multiplied by itself 5 times, right? This is the meaning of the power of a number. Okay, so similarly, if I have another fraction, say -2/3 cube, then what does it mean? It means -2/3 into -2/3 into -2/3, right? This is what it means. Now, if you are to multiply, how will you multiply this? See, there are 3 minus signs. These 2 minus signs will combine to give you a plus sign. And this plus sign will combine to give with this minus sign to give you a minus sign. And you multiply all these numerators together. 2 into 2 into 2 will give you 8. And 3 into 3 into 3 will give you 27. Okay, this is how you work out. Right? So now once we know the meaning of the exponent or index of a number, we now move on to the next part, which is called as the laws of exponents. Laws of exponent. First law is a to the power of m into e to the power of n is equal to e to the power of m plus n. This I've already shown you the elementary application you have already done in your class 7. Okay, not much explanation is required, but you just see that if the bases are equal, then you can add up the powers. Okay, so examples can be, say if I have 7 to the power of -5 into 7 cube, see that the bases are same, so that we can now add up the powers. -5 plus 3. So you'll simply get here 7 to the power of -2. I can have a second example here. See, -2 to the power of -3 into -2 to the power of -4. See that the bases are same, -2. So that means I can write this as -2 and I can add up the powers. So I have -3 plus -4. So you get -2 and -3 -4 will give you a -7. So that is how you apply this. Okay. Let us take another example. Let us have say 5 by 8 to the power of -7 into 5 by 8 to the power of 5. Now see, these two base, this is a fraction and this is a base, right? So 5 by 8 base is the same. That means now we can add up the powers. Adding up the powers, we get -7 plus 5. You simply get 5 by 8 to the power of -2, right? So that is how you work out this. Move on to the next law of exponents. Law 2. which is e to the power of m by e to the power of n is equal to e to the power of m minus n, right? Examples of this can be, say the first one, if I have say 5 to the power of 7 by 5 cube, see that here the bases in the numerator and the denominator, the bases are same. So therefore I can take this base, take the power in the numerator that is there, and subtract it from the power from the denominator. That means 7 minus 3, not 5. 7 minus 3. So this is 5 to the power of 4, right? Second one is, let's say 2 to the power of minus 2 by 2 cube. So here we have 2 to the power of minus 2 is there, and this 3 is there as the power in the denominator. So you subtract 3. Okay, so the sign of this will change. If this is in the denominator, the sign of this is going to change from plus 3. If you see, this is becoming minus 3. So this is 2 to the power of minus 5. Third is 7 to the power of 6 by 7 to the power of minus 2. So again, the bases are same in the numerator and denominator. So we write the base and we write the power in the numerator as it is, and we subtract the power that is there in the denominator. What is the power in the denominator? Minus 2. So we get 7 to the power of 6 plus 2, which is 7 to the power of 8. Okay. And finally, you have, say something like this. If you have minus 5 by 6 to the power of 3 divided by minus 5 by 6. If you see the bases here, base here is minus 5 by 6. The base here is minus 5 by 6. So you write minus 5 by 6. Right? Raise it to the power of numerator, the power is 3. So you write as it is. In the denominator, the power is 1. So you subtract 1. So this becomes minus 5 by 6 square. Okay. So this is how the second law works. Third law. Law 3. A to the power of m, if this number is raised to another number, another power, n, a to the power of m is raised to a higher power n, then you can multiply these two powers, a to the power of m into n. Okay. Examples of this. Let's say you have 3 square is raised to the power of 7. Right? So you have two exponents, 2 and 7. Then you can multiply these two exponents. You have 3 to the power of 14. Next, if you have 2 to the power of 4 raised to the power of minus 3. Again, 2 to the power of 4 has been raised to another power, so you can multiply these 4 into minus 3, which is 2 to the power of minus 12. Let us say you have 27 to the power of minus 2. See, 27 is nothing but 3 cube. So you write 27 as 3 cube to the power of minus 2. Now 3 cube has been raised to the power of minus 2. Now you can multiply the powers. 3 into minus 2, which is 3 to the power of minus 6. And finally, say you have minus half has a power minus 2. And again, this entire number has been raised to the power of minus 3. So how will you work this out? Write minus half as it is, and you multiply minus 2 with minus 3 to get minus half to the power of minus 2 into minus 3 is plus 6. So minus half to the power of 6. Okay, this is the way the third law works. And the fourth law. Law 4. This law is that if you have a into b, the product of two numbers raised to a certain power, then you can raise each number individually to its power, right? If you have a multiplication sign here, do not confuse this with positive sign or negative sign. You cannot have these two signs, only multiplication sign, only then this law will work. Okay. Examples. Number one, let us say you have 3 into 5 to the power of 3. Then you have 3 cube into 5 cube. Let's say you have 243 to the power of minus 1 into 5 to the power of minus 5. Now 243 is a big number, right? And if you see, the powers here are also different. So what you try to do here is you try to make the powers same. Okay. Now you have 243 here. You try to prime factorize 243. 243, if you prime factorize, how much will you get? 81, 27, 9, 3, 1. Right? You know prime factorization, all of you? You have done prime factorization in class 7.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So 3 to 243, you prime factorize to get 3 to the power of 5, because there are 5 3. 3 into 3 into 3 into 3 into 3. So there are 5 3s. 3 to the power of 5, 243 is 3 to the power of 5. And 3 to the power of 5 has been raised to the power of minus 1 into 5 to the power of minus 5. Now what happens? This becomes 3 to the power of 5 into minus 1 from the previous law. Remember, when a number is raised to a power, you multiply the power from the previous law, that is law 3. We are getting 3 to the power of 5 into minus 1 into 5 to the power of minus 5. Now what do you get? You get 3 to the power of minus 5 into 5 to the power of minus 5. Now you see the exponents are the same, and you have a multiplication sign in between. That means you can write this as 3 into 5 to the power of minus 5. If there was a plus sign, we could not do this, right? Only when there is a multiplication sign, we can use this. Okay. Moving on to the next example. Let's say you have 3 to the power of minus 2 into 5 cube whole to the power of 4. Okay. From this law, you can write 3 to the power of minus 2 to the power of 4, because there's a multiplication sign. You can write this multiplication into 5 cube to the power of 4. So this becomes 3 to the power of minus 8 into 5 to the power of, because you can multiply the powers. Let me just write one more step. You can write this as 3 to the power of minus 2 into 4 from law 3 into 5 to the power of 3 into 4, again from law 3. You can write this as 3 to the power of minus 8 into 5 to the power of 12. That's it. Okay, this is how you use this law. And the next law, law 5. A by B to the power of m is equal to a to the power of m by b to the power of m. Examples. Number one, let's say I have a fraction 3 by 4 which has been raised to the power of minus 4. And what can I write? I can write this as 3 to the power of minus 4 divided by 7 to the power of minus 4. Right? Again, if I have, say, a fraction 2 by 5 raised to the power of 4, I can write this as 2 to the power of 4 by 5 to the power of 4. That means numerator and denominator, I can distribute the power between numerator and denominator. Okay. And finally, law 6, a very simple law, that any rational number, remember, not an irrational number, any rational number or any fraction, you can remember this in this way, any fraction or when raised to the power of 0 will always give you a 1. So you can have 8 to the power of 0 as 1, because 8 is also a fraction, right? 8 by 1. Next, you can have minus 2 by 5 to the power of 0 is also 1. And you can have 5 by 3 to the power of 0 is 1. So without doing anything, you can simply write any fraction or any natural number, any integer raised to the power of 0 is always 1. Okay, and meaning of negative power, we have written this as law 7. Okay, but this is actually the meaning of negative power. What do you mean by a negative power? And this definition is very, very important. uh, Law 7. Okay, in this, if you have a negative power, then you can write this as 1 by e to the power of a positive power. Okay, example, suppose if I have 2 to the power of minus 4. If I want to make this power positive, I take 2 to the denominator and raise it to the positive power. Second, 7 square. If I want, this is already a positive power. If I want to make this power negative, what I do is I take 7 to the denominator and raise it to the same negative power. Okay, this is how you work out this. Now, a very important rule, which is based on law 7. You must remember this. We'll be coming across this very often. Okay, any fraction, if I give you p by q raised to the power of a negative number, then you can make this power positive if you take the reciprocal of this fraction. So you take, if this is p by q, you take q by p, and then you can raise it to a positive power. Very important rule. Okay, examples. Let us say I have 4 by 5 to the power of 3. Now this is a positive power, right? I want to make this power from positive to negative. Normally what we do is we make negative to positive, but you can convert the other way also. Okay, but suppose we want to make this power negative, then what do? I take the reciprocal of this fraction, 5 by 4, and then raise it to a negative power. Okay, so this is say example 1. Let's say example number 2. Let's say I have 5 by 7 to the power of minus 2. Then now the power here is negative. I want to make it into a positive power. So what I do is I take the reciprocal of this fraction, 5 by 7, which is 7 by 5, and then raise it to a positive power. Okay. Third example, let us say 2/3 to the power of minus 5. Again, negative power. I want to make this to a positive power. So what I do is I write this as reciprocal. Reciprocal of 2 by 3 is 3 by 2. And then I make this power positive to the power of 5. Okay. So that is what this rule is. Very, very important rule. Please remember this. We'll be using this very often. Next, multiplicative inverse of a number. Now, what do you mean by multiplicative inverse of a number? Multiplicative inverse of a number means you simply change the sign of the power. For example, you have e to the power of m. If a to the power of m be given to you, be a given number, then its multiplicative inverse is same base, which simply change the sign of the power. Okay, so suppose if I have the example that I've given here, let's say 3 by 2 to the power of minus 4. I want to find out the multiplicative inverse of this, right? How will I find? First of all, see there are two powers, right? Minus 4 and half. So I first convert to a single power by law 3. What do? I multiply the powers. Minus 4 into half, right? So now I get minus 3 by 2 raised to the power of, this cancels with this to get minus 2, right? So now I have a single power. So therefore, what is the multiplicative inverse? Multiplicative inverse of this number that is given minus 3 by 2 to the power of minus 4 whole to the power of minus half, only half, whole to the power of half, which we already shown as a single power as this is, you write minus 3 by 2 and you simply change the sign of the power. Okay. Is this concept of multiplicative inverse absolutely clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Tell me.
Sir, we will not reciprocal it.
In the multiplicative inverse, no, you will not take reciprocal.
Okay, sir.
This here, there is a small mistake here. Okay. You will not take the reciprocal. You will simply change the sign. That is minus 3 by 2 to the power of 2 simply. Okay. You will not change the sign.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Next, again, a very important rule. And what is the rule? The rule is that if I have a negative base and if I raise it to a certain power, say n, then I want to take out this minus sign out of this bracket. Then how will I take out? That will depend whether n is even or odd. You have to check whether n is even or odd. Then only you can take out this negative sign outside. So how will you do this? Let's say before this, let us see what you mean by the positive power or negative power of minus 1. See, minus 1 to the power of 1, you know, is minus 1, right? You know, minus 1 square is minus 1 into minus 1, which is plus 1, isn't it? You know, minus 1 cube is minus 1 into minus 1 into minus 1, which is minus 1, because minus these two minus signs will combine to give you a plus sign, and this plus sign will combine with this to give you a minus sign. So this is minus 1, right? Minus 1 to the power of 4 will be minus 1 into minus 1 into minus 1 into minus 1, which is equal to, now these two minus signs will combine to give you a plus sign. These two minus signs will combine to give you a plus sign, and these two plus signs will give you a plus sign. So you're getting plus 1. So what you see here is when minus 1 is raised to an odd power, 1, 3. So minus 1 when raised to an odd power will give you minus 1. And what you see is that minus 1 has been raised to an even power, say 2, or say 4, or even for 6. So minus 1 raised to an even power will give you plus 1, right? This is one rule that you must remember. Very, very important rule. That minus 1, when it is raised to the power of an odd number, it is minus 1. And when minus 1 is raised to an even power, it becomes plus 1. So now coming back to this rule, suppose I have a negative number raised to a power. Then I will have to check this power. What is, whether this power is even or whether this power is odd. Okay. Suppose if this power is even. If this power is even, then this minus sign here becomes a plus sign. Only if n is even. Then this minus sign, remember this minus sign will become a positive sign, and you can write this as plus e to the power of n. Next, suppose if n is odd, then what happens? Then the same minus sign, you check the power, you see that the power is odd, then the same minus sign here will come out of this bracket, minus, and you can write this as e to the power of n. Okay. You will retain the minus sign in case of and if n is odd, and you will remove the brackets. Let us see examples based on this to have a more clearer understanding. Let us say I have minus 3 to the power of minus 3, right? Now see, there's a negative power. So in the case of negative power, it will not work. You first convert this power to a positive power. How will you convert this? You take the reciprocal. Now this power becomes positive, just as the rule that I told you earlier, by that rule. Okay. Now this power is positive. Now I can work with this. Now I check 3 is an odd number. If 3 is an odd number, then what was the rule here? If you remember, minus 8 to the power of n is equal to, I told you e to the power of n, if n is even, is equal to minus 8 to the power of n if n is odd. So according to this rule here, n is odd. So that means what is the base here? Base here is minus 3. And this is an odd power, isn't it? So what you can do here is you can take this minus sign out and you can write this as minus 3 cubed. Clear? Because this is an odd power, you will retain the minus sign and remove these two brackets. Clear? Or
Yes,
is it
sir.
because it is a negative sign? Remember, because you have an odd power, you will remove these brackets and retain the negative sign. Okay. Let us see in the case of an even power. Let us say I have minus 2 by 3 to the power of 4. Then in this case, what can I say? See, this power is even here, 4. If this power is even, then definitely this negative sign can vanish. I can remove this negative sign and I can simply write this as 2/3 to the power of 4. Okay. Remember this rule. One more example. Let us say minus 5 whole cube. Then what will happen? Power here is odd. That means I will have to retain the negative sign. So I simply remove the brackets. I write a minus sign and I raise 5 by 6 to the power of 3. Clear? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Or should I give more examples?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
No, sir.
So remember this rule. This is also a very important rule. Moving on to your problems on exponents. You have one part 3. The question is to simplify this, right? 2 by 7 to the power of minus 4. You want to simplify this. Now, first of all, power is negative, so we make the power positive. How do we make the power positive? By taking the reciprocal, 7 by 2. And we make the power positive. Now, from the laws of indices, you can write this as 7 to the power of 4 by 2 to the power of 4, which is 2401 divided by 16. So as simple as this. Okay. But these are just review questions. These will not come in your question paper. Okay. Next, let's say we want to simplify this 4 to the power of minus 1 minus 5 to the power of minus 1 whole square into 5 by 8 to the power of minus 1. In order to simplify this, first of all, we'll convert the negative power to a positive power. See, the power here is negative, minus 1. If I am to convert this to plus 1, I need to take the reciprocal, 1/4 to the power of 1, which we don't write, obviously. Next, 5 to the power of minus 1, similarly, I can convert to 1 by 5 to the power of 1. And we write this square as it is into, now see, again, we have a negative power here. You want to make the power positive, so we take the reciprocal, 8 by 5, right? Now this is done. You take the LCM here. 20 is the LCM. It's 5 minus 4 whole square into 8 by 5. So this becomes 1 by 20 whole square into 8 by 5, which you can write as 1 by 20 into 1 by 20 into 8 by 5. Now you can cancel 4 2 5, and this you can cancel with 10. This you get 1 by 250 as your answer. Okay. Moving on to the next one. Again, you need to simplify this. 5 square minus 1/4 to the power of minus 2 into 3/4 to the power of minus 2. Again, my first duty is to convert all the negative powers to positive powers. So 5 square is positive power, so I write it as it is. No problem here. 1/4 is a negative power, so I take the reciprocal of 1/4, which is 4. This becomes 4 raised to the power of plus 2 into. Now again, see, I have a negative power here. Again, I take the reciprocal 4 by 3 and raise it to the power 2, make the power positive. Now this is okay, 25 minus 16 into 4 by 3 square means 4 by 3 into 4 by 3. So that means 25 minus 16 is 9 into 4 by 3 into 4 by 3. So this will cancel 3 times, and these two 3's will cancel. So you simply get 16 as your answer. Okay. Next one is to simplify. And the last one for today. Go over all these, all the sums here. Question is 5 by 7 to the power of minus 2 into 5 by 7 to the power of 4 divided by 5 by 7 whole cube. Right? So now first convert the negative power to positive power. So here I have a negative power. If I convert this to a positive power, the fractional will become reciprocal. So I get 7 by 5 square into. I have a positive power here, so I write this as it is. 5 by 7 to the power of 4 divided by. Now what can I do? I can write this as 5 cube. Let me write this also as 5 to the power of 4 by 7 to the power of 4. Now this can be written as 5 cube by 7 cube. Now this can be written as 7 square by 5 square into 5 to the power of 4 by 7 to the power of 4. Now in board mass, what we do? We do division first or multiplication first? We do the division first,
Sir,
right?
division.
So here
Division first.
I have a division sign, so I convert this to a multiplication sign, and then I take the reciprocal of this fraction, which means 7 cube by 5 cube, right? So I perform the division first. Now all the signs are multiplication. Now what you do here is, you see only 5 and 7 as the base. See, 7 is the base here, 7 is the base here, and 7 is the base here. You collect these together. That means you can write this as 7 square into 7 cube divided by 7 to the power of 4 into. Now you collect the 5's together. 5 to the power of 4 divided by 5 square into 5 cube, right? So now what you do, 7 square into 7 cube will become 7 to the power of 2 plus 3, which is 7 to the power of 5. 7 to the power of 4 you write as it is into 5 to the power of 4 divided by 5 square into 5 cube. You add up the powers, it will become 5 to the power of 5. Now you apply a to the power of m by a to the power of n here. So this is a to the power of m by a to the power of n form. So this is 7 to the power of 5 minus 4 into 5 to the power of 4 minus 5. So what are you getting here? You are getting 7 to the power of 1 into 5 to the power of minus 1. Now 5 to the power of minus 1 can be written as 1 by 5, which is 7 by 5. And that is your answer. Any question on any step in this problem?
No,
No,
sir.
No,
sir.
sir.
Okay. So I'll stop here.